Good morning, folks. How are y'all doing today? Alright, I wanted to throw an update at y'all. I recorded this video when I went out to check on the chickens a little while ago, and it didn't turn out too good. Um, excuse my raggedy hair. I called myself letting it grow out, but I'll probably end up whacking it off here before long. It looks raggedy at this stage of letting it grow out. The top's just as bad. I mean, it's pretty long. But anyway, I want to give y'all an update. Day before yesterday, or no, but night before last, I messaged my attorney and asked him about had he looked at my medical evaluation. And trying to figure out what his thoughts was on it. So I didn't figure he would call me back that night, because he might not have read it. He might have had to wait till the next day or whatever. Anyway, he actually lives right down the road here, probably about 20 minutes from me. And, going through the company I'm going through, I figured he would have been off somewhere else. But so that's pretty cool that he's a close attorney. But anyway, I asked him about the SSR 96-9P, and the first thing he said, and it kind of worried me the way he said it. But he said something that made me think, oh God, something ain't right. But anyway, he goes, in 13 years and 3,500 cases, he goes, nobody's ever asked me about the SSR 96-9P. I said, well, I'm pretty much into law. I do a lot of law study. I ain't got nothing else to do but sit around and watch YouTube, And when I'm not doing that, get tired of YouTube, that's what I do. But anyway, he was said he was impressed, and I asked him about get into it with the case law on the 11th Circuit, which covers Alabama, Florida, and Georgia, on the disability, which actually put into effect the SSR 96-9P, made it law that they have to go by. So anyway, he said with my medical eval, because he put a can't stoop, stand, kneel, or crawl. When you can't stoop, it erodes the work base, the occupational base, which is work. So if I was 50 or over, I would automatically be approved. He said when you're under 50, they have some leeway. They have to, sometimes they'll go back through the grids. But probably not so, because really there's only 2 jobs that you could do sitting down. Maybe 3, and now they're outdated. I mean, they don't exist no more. That's how far behind the Social Security guidelines are, the grids are. But anyway, he told me with my shoulder, my limitations in my right hand, and me having to lay down with my heart, he said he don't see no reason why she wouldn't approve me. So I went from being in a down and out mood to a great mood yesterday, even though I was flared up some. I didn't let it keep me down too much. I enjoyed that little bit of time I had to enjoy. But he said he don't see no reason why I shouldn't get approved. The only thing that normally stops something like this would be like if the person was alcoholic or a druggie, and the judge found out, then they wouldn't get approved, because that is one of the top things in the Social Security guidelines. So I'm neither one of those. Well, we didn't see no problem. He said this judge is pretty diligent, and she's pretty good about getting stuff done. She won't sit around and twiddle her thumbs, So we could know something today, we could know something next week or the next week. Social Security guidelines say 2 to 4 months. I mean, that's kind of out there, and some of these judges just don't get in a hurry with things, I guess. But he said she's pretty good about it. When we did the hearing, she was pretty nice to be a federal judge. I'm not saying all federal judges are mean, but I mean, she was pretty nice. She acts like my point is she acts like she actually cares about people. But yeah, he said she's usually pretty quick about getting stuff done. She's had my case since the 26th. Had all my paperwork back, rather. So, as far as he's concerned, I'll pretty much get approved. There's always just a slight chance, but I mean, we don't foresee anything cause an issue. So far, it's been good news, and hopefully, it won't take the judge long. Maybe she'll get on the ball. I don't know how long it takes for Social Security to get you started. Once you get approved, I'm sure it'll take at least a couple of weeks. I was reading at one point, and I guess I didn't pay attention to what I was reading because I had other stuff going on that it could take up like 4 to 6 months for you to start getting paid. But it was actually from the time you file. If you get approved then, and don't go through all the stuff and in court and all, then it could take 4 to 6 months. It'd be 4 to 6 months for them to get you set up and all. But shouldn't take but a few weeks once I get set up. And they should get me set up within a few days. They're not overloaded with setting everything up right now. But yeah, I just want to share that with y'all. He said everything looks good, so that took a lot of stress off of me. And I know some of y'all's been pretty diligent keeping up with me, and to everybody that's helped me along the way, I sure do appreciate y'all. Y'all just don't realize how much y'all helped me battle through all this, whether it was just moral support or y'all threw me 20, 30, 40 bucks, There's been just a couple of y'all, which it has kept me afloat. And the lucky part is I didn't have no light bill or none of that. I pre-planned for it for the most part. Then some things come up and I had to do something different, and get rid of some animals. So I just couldn't afford to feed them like I needed to, and so I didn't have them for egg sales. And that was, that's pretty decent money right there. It definitely carry you through the spring and the summer months if you got peacocks and mandarin ducks and some of the rare chickens. You can survive. You can survive pretty easy selling eggs, hatching eggs rather. No, they're not backyard chickens. So if any of y'all want to get into that, that's an idea. Peacock eggs, first of the year sell for 50 to 80 bucks a piece. Mandarin duck eggs sell for about the same. Especially if you do pre-sales. But anyway, I just wanted to give y'all an update on how everything's going, and I'll throw that text I sent to my attorney in back at the beginning so y'all can see what I sent him. But yeah, he told me he was very impressed that he hadn't had anybody come to him with any of the laws, actually. He said, but mainly that one, because he said people just don't do the research. They don't, they don't have the mental capacity to go through and try to figure all that out. I said, well, I don't either. I mean, my IQ may be a little higher than some folks. We won't get into all that. I had double tests when I was 14 because they thought the first time I just looked up and guessed all the answers and got such a high score. But so they called me back in. I had to do it again. About a month later, man, I think it was like a 3-hour test if I remember right. But now I'm sure it's not that high. I can't I forget stuff half the time, so maybe I got CRS. I guess part of getting old. But anyway, I want to update y'all on the good news. So everything sounds great so far. Whether it will happen like we think it will, he says, the judge has to do her own thing. But according to the guidelines, that should be approved, he said. So that's really good news. And I guess that's about it for today. I may do another video later or do a live. I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling. If I can get all this done, I'm going to get me a good gaming laptop and we can be doing a lot of live streaming. And hopefully I can get over to the doctor and they can get my shoulder fixed. I can survive my back. I've done it since I was 18. I mean, it's just hard to get out and do stuff. I can go out here, walk out to the chicken pen. I have to sit out there about 10, 15 minutes and I can walk back. But actually getting out, bending over, doing stuff, that's rough. Now, I could probably get back on the river and get back to fishing, which may be what we do. But I'm going to have to get me a boat that, is made to suit me that way. I don't have to sit way down in the seat to drive. The boat got back here with a tiller handle, and it just kills me to drive. So I want something better and something, not necessarily a center console to sit that high, but maybe a deep V or something. But I'd love to get back on the river and start doing videos. I missed a lot of opportunity with all the years I lived on the river. I could have been doing videos then, but especially when I was living up at Dixie Landing. But that's all for another time. We'll get into that. I just wanted to update y'all on my disability situation and tell everybody thank y'all for everybody who has stood beside me and helped me along. And I will, as soon as I get another update, I'll update y'all, Maybe I'll get my approval letter. I did have to send off for a code to get back into my Social Security account because I lost my phone number. And your phone number's linked to your account. When you try to log into my Social Security, it sends a code to your phone number. And if you ain't got that code, you can't get in. So when my other phone broke and I couldn't get that SIM card to work, and I logged into, went to try to log in. I don't have a phone for it to go to. That number's gone now. So they were sending me another paper. Maybe it'll come in today or tomorrow. I'll come back down here to Bay Minette, to chill out for a while, see how things go. Can't make money here like I used to, so because I don't have my animals, but I'm surviving. I'm making it. And Bigfoot Mama and Flat Rock, I really appreciate y'all, especially Flat Rock. He's every time I turn around, he's there with a helping hand, and you don't find many people like that anymore. People just don't look out for people. Some people were raised like that, we was all raised like that, come from a little neighborhood where everybody looked out for each other. So it means a lot, whether you know it or not. So I appreciate it. And I'm gonna get off here and quit boring y'all. And maybe in the next couple of weeks we can start getting some exciting videos back going on. I've been looking for an acre of land down here close to the river, because I want to sell mine. I got it up for sale, but at a lot less than I really want to sell it for. But I mean, I've made my money off of it, and it was all in the structural part. Now it's just land, and a lot of it's on the hillside, so some people wouldn't want to fool with it. Some people will, but you know, I'm gonna try to just sell it off, and I want to find me an acre down here close to the river and just move. That way, I have plenty of room to do everything I want to do. Put me a couple pigs out there, maybe a couple cows. Definitely gonna have chickens. I don't know if I'll get back into peacocks and all that, but I might give me a couple. But start a new homestead since the other one's been depleted. Started 2 years ago, and it is finally depleted to its final straw. You know, I was down here and somebody stole my chickens up there. I had my neighbor across the hill who has always looked out. You know, we've always looked out for each other. We all grew up together and just been like family on that hillside. And, you know, he was looking out for my animals and all for me. And I'd go up every couple of days and make sure they had food and water, because I had them big rubber horse feeders. That's like 2 gallons, so I'd put enough feed in there to last them a week, more or less. But it I can't remember if somebody called me, or if I think I went up there and seen them go. He told me they was going, so I went up there. And sure enough, somebody stole my chickens. Well, I got video cameras set up, so I mean, how ignorant can you be, you know? So the sheriff has the video on that right now. And because I have no trespassing sign, that's going to be felony trespassing, felony theft of property. So they got themselves in some deep trouble over a couple of chickens. I mean, all I had was 2 hens and a rooster left there. And the Mandarin male duck, I have a $200 duck. They too dumb to steal it. So I had that left there and another Barred Rock rooster. So yeah, it upset me, because man, I hatched some chickens, raised them out. You know, that's worse than the animal getting them. You know, somebody coming and stealing your chickens. But anyway, I've been on here almost 20 minutes. I'm going to shut up and get off here. This was going to be a 3 or 4 or 5 minute video, and I've stretched it out more than it needed to be. But anyway, we'll see y'all next time. I appreciate y'all watching, and y'all have any questions about the disability thing, you know, if you're trying to get on it, if you're filing, or who can you go through, anything like that, or anything about, you know, I can give you some information where to look on some of the laws and the foundations of it. So I mean, I'll be glad to help you. I can't give you legal advice because I'm not an attorney, but I can give you information. So if you need any help, leave me a comment in the comment box, and I'll get back to you, and we'll get it figured out, and I'll help you through this the best I can. Help you find a company or an attorney that can help you out, and, you know, just do what needs to be done, get you on the right track anyway. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good evening. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button.